Real. Guys, this is the Q&A. And I'm here to take your questions and so forth. That's why you see I've now come forward. Yes, my chest is hairy. I want to try and be a lot more realer. So it's half hope is back. Double H is back. The kid, the big man, the sexiest football analyst in the world. The kid is back. But what I want to just put out here is I want us to be honest. Basically, my new name might be HT. Have transparency. So we're going to keep it HT, but HT might be another AK called have transparency. Because I think that it's time for us to be transparent. It's time for us to be transparent. It's time for us to theorize. To theorize and to be one with ourselves. That's the key, to be one with ourselves, because we know what the truth is. We know what the truth is. And if I say it, I will get called a hater. And I'm sick and tired of being called a hater when we know what the truth is. Guys, this is your platform. You can ask your questions. I am here for the foreseeable future over the next few hours. I'm here to take your flipping questions because I'm just a mere man. I'm a mere mortal. HH. Remember, guys, the Football Hot blog is popping off. The Football Hot blog is popping off. If you are a Patreon member, that is where you'll find the Half Hope Football Hot blog, the best blog in the whole world. I'm popping off, putting articles in there, keeping you up to date with the beautiful, lovely stuff in there. So the Patreon platform, forget the blog, forget that crap. Okay, the blog is on Patreon. It lives there. For $1 a month, you can access the blog a day. $5 a month, you get access to several blog posts and so forth. $10, you get retrospects, all that crap. I'll go into it in a lot more detail in another video, But I must say, before I go through, I thank everyone for supporting me. I thank you for your support. Your support is great. And again, as I said again, I'm not this huge, majestic dude. I'm not even this great analyst. I'm just a mere mortal. I'm a mere mortal who is here to entertain and to put smiles on people's faces. But I appreciate the support. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love and so forth. And all I can do is give you my truth. All I can do is just give you my truth. So without further ado, guys, please send in your questions. Anything football related. I don't have time to answer anything about anything non-football related. If you want non-football, there's the other YouTube channel called Half Hope Sports. Okay, that's the other YouTube channel. This, what we do here, what we do up in this piece, is strictly football. Okay, so any football questions, your boys. So let's ride with your questions, man. Let's ride with your questions. So let's see what guys are saying. When do you think the Super League will begin? That's a good question, man. Not in the foreseeable future. If it does begin, it won't be in the foreseeable future. I think we're looking at 10, 15 years down the line. But anybody that thinks that it's not going to happen, you're not living in the real world, because even look at that Juve AC Milan game again. You look at that game and like you look at the Bundesliga, like I know no one cares. No one cares, I know, but I care because I'm a football fan. So maybe I should also stop caring. The state of domestic football as a whole is stupid. It's stupid. At least there's so much of competitiveness in the Premier League still, but that could still be going to a duopoly. Syria is ridiculous. Bundesliga is ridiculous. La Liga is actually ridiculous because Real Madrid have won like 2 league titles in the past 50 years. So, we already know how they get down in Uber Eats. Are people just cool with one team winning the league title for 10 years? If you're cool with that, okay. All right. Have you seen what I tweeted you? Is that R9? What did you tweet me? Let me check my Twitter. What did your boy tweet me? It depends. When did you tweet it to me? Let's see. Yes, Saeed. Yes, Saeed. Yes, Saeed. Wait. Okay, tweet it to me again. I'm not seeing this thing inside. But let me put it this way: if it's any, if it's any R9 slander, I won't be best pleased. If it is any R9 slander, I will not be best pleased. Sorry, I will not be best pleased here. But look, it is good. One thing that is cool though, even if it's Milan are trash, and I want to have a long convo with Hazard. I really want because I respect Hazard so much. I respect Hazard so much. A guy that is still rise with so much positivity for his man, I respect that guy so much because that team I saw there and that team for the past few years have been atrocious. Keep in mind, in a vacuum, it's actually a pretty good team. Like it's are a pretty good mid-table team. Like they're a pretty good like tier 2, upper tier 3 team, with some pretty good interesting players. But I don't look at Aceman as a regular team. I don't look at Aceman as an Udinese or a Sassuolo or a Roma. I look at them as this is AC Milan. For me, in my lifetime, one of the biggest clubs in the world. And I just look at their fall and where they are right now. It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. Do you really think Liverpool need to buy for any particular position? Because I don't. Yes, they do. Liverpool need a creative midfielder. They need they need two positions that they need: a creative midfielder and a really good striker who can walk with Salah and Mane. The midfield works. It works. But in games like Atletico Madrid, you need a number 10 with creativity through the middle who can produce something different. Because the issue with that midfield is that the midfield is just very industrious, but it's not very creative. So there isn't like an Iniesta, Neymar type who can come in, create a pass, or even come in and score. So someone for that middle part with some spark and some magic. That's what they're missing. And they're missing a goal scorer, a good goal scorer who can work well with Salah and Mane, which isn't Timo Werner. Timo Werner is not a high volume goal scorer. So cool that Chelsea have is not a high volume goal scorer. Firmino is a very good false nine, smart player, but he's not a high volume goal scorer. So what Liverpool need is a guy who can walk in the middle, basically like Cannibal. Peak Cannibal would have been almost perfect. Could be almost perfect, these guys, or pick Lewandowski. Like, if Liverpool had Lewandowski, my God, those guys would be insane. Because we already know how amazing Lewandowski is on the ball. See, Aguero wouldn't work at all for Liverpool. Lewandowski would. So that's what they need, like a good ball playing striker. Because Firmino's weakness is that he's not a great goal scorer. Like his movement isn't good for getting goals. That's just weakness. So they need like a good goal scorer. Because what Liverpool wants is, we always want to continue to improve, find different ways to score. Because against Atletico, it was cross and inshallah. It was cross and inshallah. Like for 120 minutes, it was cross and inshallah. And cross and inshallah will only get you so far. And cross and inshallah against Atletico Madrid won't do you too good. So those are the areas that I feel that they should ride through, man. Oh, Half Hope. Hey, guys. Half Hope, how are you doing? So this is from Half Hope. I'm quite scared. I am quite worried, but I will answer this. HH, thoughts on Cristiano's garbage performance. Now, let me be fully clear here. Cristiano Cristiano wasn't garbage. He wasn't garbage, but it wasn't great, And look, All I say is this, because I want to try and be fair here. Cristiano isn't the same as he was before, and every player declines, apart from Messi. Every player did declines, and it's what happens when you get older. You decline. Even my beloved R9, he declined seriously as he got older. So it happens. But Cristiano is still sort of getting that whole goal scoring thing. But when I was just looking at that performance, this is what I've just been saying to people. Let's stop living in the past. In 2020, we cannot say Cristiano is one of the best players in the world. He's one of the best goal scorers. He's one of the best players. Because same thing, see, I put Immobile in there as like one of the best performers because I put him in there because of just how amazing his goal scoring rate is. But Immobile is just a goal scoring merchant. That's it. That's all he produces, just score goals. You know, he's an okay player, but he just scores goals. Just that he's scored so much. His goal scoring rate isn't. He has the best goal scoring rate I think in the world. It's between him and Lewandowski. But my thing about I say Cristiano is okay. When he doesn't score, what else does he do in the game? How good is he in the game? Because for Man United, if he didn't score, this guy was dribbling, he was crossing, he was making plays, he was doing the movements, he was creating space, he was doing great passes. He was a constant threat. He was a constant threat for your boys. You know, he kept on saying what's up. He kept on saying what's up, kept on saying what's up, kept on saying what's up, kept on saying what's up. And that's the thing, man. He kept on saying what's up. But just for now, it's like when he doesn't score, he doesn't do much else. Step overs don't work. He may put in one or two good crosses in, a few sideways passes, few shots, and that's it. And maybe for some people, that's enough to be considered the best. But for me, it doesn't. See, and what I always say is that I come from a footballing truth. I don't give a damn if he's your idol. I don't care. I'm looking for footballing truth. And my footballing truth is it's amazing he still is able to still score a high amount of goals at his age. That is an amazing feat. But as a player, in 2020, I can't put him top 3. I can't put him top 5. Top 10, maybe. Top 5, I mean, now you can't because I keep saying it again. We're like, okay, you've scored. What else have you done? And if he doesn't score, it's like, so, and stop bringing up his age. It's like, okay, he's 34. I don't care how old he is. Who are the best players in the world? You talk about De Bruyne, you talk about Neymar. Well, you still have to mention Messi. You have to talk about Van Dijk. So you can talk about Zadr, you know. So those are the guys that you have to mention as because Sancho. So, but no, you just can't, man. You can't do it. You can't do it. Oh, I will wait. All right, let me see. Make sure that I didn't miss anything, man. Let me get this. Real deal, man. Thank you very much for the super chats. Thank you for supporting your boy HH. Thank you. Real deal says if Juve win next week and Cristiano scores 3 Gs, oh boy, HH. Now, he's going to score 3 Gs against whom? Now, look, goals are goals. And if he scores a hat trick, I will give him his due. Because, spoiler alert, Juventus are winning the Coppa Italia because Inter Milan are a work in progress. And it's a work in progress that's going to take a lot longer for the work in progress because Lautaro Martinez is going to leave. And Napoli. Are Napoli really relevant? Really? Shout out to your boy Insigne. Shout out to your boy Matic. Shout out to your boy Koulibaly. But they're really relevant. So, if against it, if an Napoli, of course he's going to G up against those guys. But, I mean, oof. But if he scores speeches, I'll give him his due. I'll give him his due, man. What's the point of saying Milan are trash all the time because of what AC Milan were before? That's the issue. AC Milan aren't Sassuolo or Roma. Now, I don't know how old you are, but when I was growing up, AC Milan were one of the biggest clubs in the world. Facts. They're one of the biggest clubs in the world. And every time I see them, it is by far, at least in my lifetime, the biggest fall of a club. I wasn't around during the Nottingham Forest days. Okay, I wasn't around during the Benfica days. That's before my time. So in my time, Milan have some of the best players in the world. Wait, these guys have what, like six or seven European Cups? So from where they were, these guys were winning Champions Leagues and amongst one of the best clubs in the world who could attract the best players in the world. From that to, they're essentially a mid-table team in Syria. They're essentially a mid-table team in Syria. So I'll always say it's because George Weah is one of my favorite players all the time. The reason why I liked and followed AC Milan was because of George Weah. George Weah was one of my heroes. Being Nigerian African was one of my heroes. So, and yeah, that's why I bought the Milan jersey. So AC Milan is my childhood. George Weah is my childhood. And to see where the club is now, to see where the badge is now, it's shocking. It is crazy and shocking, But it speaks to a bigger point of how Calciopoli effed Syria in the ass. Post 2006, Syria got bent over and effed in the ass, man. From Sterky, man, thank you for super chat. Thank you, Sterky. Best type of food, and is it the year of the youngsters next season? Ooh. Best type of food. For me, I'm going to give you two answers. I think pasta. You see, I'm going to say pasta. Do you know what I'm going to say? Pasta. I'm going to say rigatoni pasta. For me, rigatoni pasta is perhaps the best type of food because the thing about pasta is you can eat it with many different things. Pasta with stew, pasta with salad, pasta by itself, pasta with creamy food. You can pasta with fish, with chicken. You can use pasta with everything. It works as a vegetarian meal. It works with a fish or a chicken. It works as a salad. And the thing about pasta is that it's very filling. You see, rice by itself isn't very filling unless you have Japanese rice. But if you have pasta by itself and you mix it with cheddar cheese and you have like a bit of like sauce at the side, some salads, some broccoli, that stuff is amazing. That stuff is amazing. Youngs. It's a good question. So we've got João Felix in Atletico. We've got Sancho at Dortmund. We've got Frankie in Barcelona. We have, of course, Mbappe, PSG. So it's a good question. It's like, because my thing though is, I want Sancho at Dortmund because it works, but he's too good for Dortmund. He's too good for Dortmund, but I still want him at Dortmund. But for it to be the season of the youngsters have to be playing at the right clubs. So if Sancho found himself at a Real Madrid, if João Felix found himself at like a Juventus, if the late maybe found himself at a Barcelona, if the Oos maybe went back to Dortmund, he's who said what's up at Chelsea. You also got Ziyech. Well, I think Ziyech is a bit older, but you've got the cheek. So it depends where they come from. Because as I said again, I like the question because it's like I'm about the future. I'm tired of Messi and Cristiano. Cool, yes, fine. You're the goats, yeah, fine. I'm about the future. So I really again look. This Odegaard good. All right, let's pop off. Get your ass out of Sofia, Dad. Move to a big club so I can see you in the big time. Because everyone keeps saying, "Oh man, Odegaard." Let me see you at the big time. João Felix, Atletico isn't his team, and I think he needs to realize that. But I don't know how he's going to come out of that contract. I think it's like a long contract. But I think João Felix can be a quality player, but that isn't his team. Sancho, Dortmund, okay, it's cool. Mbappe, we wait because Mbappe is my guy. so Mbappe is my guy. The project is my guy. So for Mbappe, I need you. It's about when he goes to Real Madrid. Then it's on. So you see, because that's what the world is waiting for. The world is waiting for when Mbappe goes to Real Madrid. I think it changes. The footballing powers change. Because guys, we're going to be living in a very different footballing world. Because I told you, I cannot wait for the post-Messi Cristiano era. Because I've tried to build this on. This is a football channel. Okay, it's a football channel, and I can't wait until these dudes get the heck out of here because I'm ready for the Frankie, De Ligt, Sancho, Mbappe, João Felix, throwing Odegaard in there, throwing Callum Hudson-Odoi in there. Let's throw in your boy. What's his face? What's the name of that white dude? That white English dude. That white boy. For Man City. Basically, that dude, the young English dude. Him as well. I'm here for the future. I'm here for the future. Guys, Zad. Zad comes in on. So guys, remember, members, I will do a watch. Members, we're riding a watch. So if you're a football hot member, I know I was supposed to do it, but if you're a member, we will be doing a watch along of the Barca game and Zad. Zad comes in on. Easy. Guys, they've denied me Zad for so long. Now, guys, easy. Barcelona going to win La Liga. They're going to win it. They're going to win it. But Zad comes Sunday. What time are we riding? Zad. So yeah, let's see Zad. When we write it, ooh. Guys, look at this, guys. Shh. So that's how we're writing. Guys, I don't care what you're doing. 18:30 hours. We ride. Zad comes home on Sunday. Zad comes home on Sunday. Zad, I should say, guys, easy. He's trash. Zad is trash. It's about living. Okay, it's about living. Look, Zad. If Zad drops a brick, I'm gonna be pissed off. But because guys, it's all popping off. It's all popping because so tomorrow we pop off. Tomorrow we pop off with Barcelona doing their thing. I think against Real Mallorca. Then Sunday, Zad. We could looking fresh. Okay, so looking fresh. Okay. So I've got my Premier Sports. I've got my Premier Sport. Okay. Right. Guys, send in these cues, man. Let me see what else guys say, man. Oh yeah, Greenwood. Greenwood is good. But I wouldn't put Greenwood in that category yet. But I've got my eye on him. I've got my eye on Greenwood. I think I like the kid, and I think he's 2-footed. I like the kid, but I need to see more of the kid. I need to see more of the kid in sort of bigger games yet. So, but he's showing signs that this could be something. But he's showing no those signs. How old is Rashford? 22. Rashford is 22. You see, Rashford, yes. I suppose you could put Rashford in there. Because the thing about Rashford is that I am growing to appreciate him more. I still don't rate him as highly as others, but I'm growing to appreciate him more. But one thing I'll give Rashford is similar to what I'll give Kai Havertz. To be so young and be your club's main player, and not any club, United's main player, I'll give you for that. Phil Foden, sorry, Phil Foden. That's the one. Phil Foden. Thank you guys. It was Phil Foden. Yeah, Phil Foden is another one. Alfonso Davis. Alfonso Davis. Alfonso Upamecano. Guys, I'm about the future. There are some quality guys coming through. There are some quality guys coming through. Upamecano is coming through. Alfonso Davis is coming through. Well, Kimmich, how old is Kimmich? I think Kimmich is I think he's 25. I think he's 25. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, Kimmich is 25. So Kimmich is obviously coming towards his peak. Oh, did I miss super chats? How do I keep missing this stuff, man? Fuck. All right, I'll get to them. Don't worry. All right, let me get these super chats that I missed. Let me get these super chats that I missed. Deep down. Deep down. Let me get the super chats that I missed, man. Let me get myself on these super chats that I missed. Sometimes I run, sometimes I cry, sometimes I'm scared of you. But all I really want is to hold you tight, treat you right. Oh wow, I missed a quite here. So Spring says, Mahrez or Son? Son. Son is more dangerous. Son is more dangerous. Mahrez is damn good. Like Mahrez technically is one of the best African players, and he might be technically the best African player, just based on pure technicalities. But he's very limited as to what he can do. I think Son, for me, can say what's up a lot more. So Son can say what's up a lot more as opposed to Mahrez. And Son is just far more dangerous. So for me, Son. See, Mahrez may be technically easier on the eye, but Son is the more dangerous, more effective player. If I had to choose between those two, I would choose Son. If Juve win next week, yeah. I already did that one. Dan Jones Ortega. Sorry, let me push this one down. I wish I could give you more, but I'm still. Oh no, Daniel, no, save your cash, man. It's all good, man. All that matters is your support. All that matters is your support. All that matters is your support, man. Daniel, thank you. I love you, man. Stay safe, and I just appreciate it and love your support, man. Thank you. From Real Day says, do you rate Mario Gomez, Dybala, and Pjanic as trash? I've always rated Mario Gomez. Every team should always have a Mario Gomez in there because Mario Gomez is useful. He may be a brick of a player. He may be a brick technically, but he's a very, very useful player to have. He's always a very, very useful player to have. Do you rate? And see, Dybala's annoying because Dybala is a guy where Dybala, I know how good you are. I know how good you are. Why do you keep becoming Casper the Ghost in all of these games? So for Dybala, it's like I expect more from you. Pjanic is done. I think he's past his peak, and he's no longer the kind of dude that can really say what's up. See, the thing that just annoys now, why? Wait. Yeah, I can't see this bitch and super chat that's down here, man. So if somebody can just tell me, wait, deep down. All right, let me see. Maybe I missed it. Yeah. Okay, so can someone tell me the super chats that I missed because of this stupid piece of crap stream chats device? I can't see shit. Wait, what the is it? How can't I see what the hell this super chat is? Tell you, man, YouTube need to fix this device, man. I can't see it. So can someone tell me the super chats that I missed? Let me just get them down. I'll get back to your questions. Can someone tell me the super chats that I missed, please? Thoughts on Fekir? He's a player Griezmann thinks he's. I wish he came to Atletico. Fekir, yeah, upper tier 3. Pretty good player. But my thing is, he can do more as an individual than Griezmann is. And he can have a greater effect as an individual. But my thing with Griezmann is that, I said again, he's a side chick, and there's a value to being it's a side chick. If you put the side chick in a great system, he's going to ride. That's the beauty about the side chick. So the side chick may not be a great individual by himself. Put in a great system, he will do great stuff for you. Fekir, even if you put him in an amazing system, he will not be necessarily as effective or more effective as a side chick. But if you put both players 1v1 against each other, Fekir is the better player and can do more as an individual. So it depends what you want from yourself as a manager, man. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Rashford. No, he didn't, man. Okay, so cheers. I'm Chakrita, thank you. Says, remember HH Rashford Ballon d'Or winner 2023. Saeed, let's hopefully we're still alive and breathing by 2023. Hopefully this world is still spinning. He will not be winning the Ballon d'Or in 2023. He may get on the podium. He may be the fifth world team. He's not winning the Ballon d'Or in 2023. So it's not happening. 2023. How old is Messi now? So 2023, so 21, 30, 33, 34, 35. Messi could still win that Ballon d'Or in 2023 because at 35, I still think like the guy could still say what's up. He could still say what's up at 35. Did prime Thiago Silva waste his prime as PSG? Yes, 100,000%. This dude. This dude flipping was one of the best defenders in the world at AC Milan. Because remember, the joke was that this guy was pretty much defending all 4 positions while he was at AC Milan. And he went to Uber Eats and he declined because you're defending against mostly carpenters and farmers. You can't really sharpen your quarters. Hence why he was making so many mistakes when he was in the Champions League. And that's just what Uber Eats does for PSG players because it makes you decline. Like Thiago Silva, if Thiago Silva had moved to like Bayern Munich, when did he move to PSG? Because if Thiago Silva had moved to Bayern Munich, I think Bayern's fortunes change. Imagine Thiago Silva in that Bayern defense during those Real Madrid games. In that Bayern defense during those Real Madrid games, just saying. But yeah, for sure, he wasted his prime years there. Will Chelsea have beaten AC Milan in the 2005 Champions League final if Liverpool didn't cheat them in the semis? That's a great question, man. Because I'm trying to be honest here. That's a great question. Because that's AC Milan's side were very good, but somehow they just choked. That's a great question. Because yes, Milan would have been in favorites, but you cannot disrespect Mourinho in finals. And Mourinho being a master at preparing his teams, a master tactician in terms of this is how I'm going to prepare my team to win. But Chelsea beat AC Milan in the 05 Champions League final of Liverpool. To be honest, I had hard to say. Basically, that is a great what if. That's a great what if. And I wish we had that final, man. Which had that final? Biggest rise of a footballer stroke club. Biggest rise of biggest fall of a footballer is Balotelli. I don't know when you guys want to have the Balotelli conversation. Maybe we have it on Sunday or something, but it depends. When do we have an honest discussion about the fall of Balotelli? Biggest rise of a footballer? Probably you might say Jamie Vardy. Based on where he was, how late he started, to end up being top scorer and winning a Premier League title with Leicester City. That is a crazy. Based on where he was to winning a Premier League title with Leicester City, that is a crazy rise. Biggest rise of a club. You could argue Leipzig. You could argue Leipzig. Because I think Leipzig, like Red Bull Leipzig, these guys were founded like about 5, 6 years ago. They started off, I think, second or third division, and now they are like fighting Bayern for top spots in the Bundesliga easily from just how they were discovered. Easily Red Bull Leipzig, man. Easily Red Bull Leipzig. So let's just see. Oh yeah, yeah. Shazam, yeah. Late bloomer, yeah, yeah. VVD, what? Nah. Nah. No, but look, guys, anytime you want to have the because apparently Balotelli has been sacked by Brescia. It's so depressing. It is so depressing what happened to Balotelli because I cannot tell you how hyped I was after those Euros. I told you I watched the Euros out of the pub because I was too poor to afford like drinks inside a pub. So I used to watch it outside of a pub. I remember watching that Euro semis and I was like, man, he was that dude. He was that dude, man. He was that dude, man. Um, and now the guy can't even get because okay, from Brescia now, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? Or let's see what else you guys are saying, man. Can Wan-Bissaka become a great right back? His defensive skills are crazy. He just needs to improve on the attacking side of the game. Yes, for me, Wan-Bissaka is arguably one of the best defensive fullbacks in the world. I don't think I've ever seen him being beaten in a 1v1. So if he improves his ball control, his movements, and his feint movements with the ball, I know he's like he doesn't need to now learn to be like a flipping Danny Alves, but just if he can just sort of be more adept while on the ball and just get himself to put in good crosses, he would become a deadly weapon for United. All he needs to do is just work on getting his cross off and just tighten his ball control, improve his on the ball skills. I think it'd be a very useful right back. But yeah, look, he is extremely solid, because what they always say is that, yeah, you want your fullbacks to offer something moving forward, especially if you're an attacking team. But how teams hurt you are down the flanks. You know, that's how they try to harm you is down the flanks. Unless you're like a Barcelona who can play through the middle. Most guys say, okay, look, man, the center is too congested. Let's go down the wide. So that your fullback is very important. He's very important in trying to make sure that no crosses can come into or no intervals can say what's up from those flanks. But yeah, like and see that's the thing because Wan-Bissaka would have been one of the best right backs in the world in the 90s or the 80s, or the early 2000s. But in 2020, it is almost as important your forward skills as much as your defensive skills as a fullback, which is crazy because initially a fullback was I just defend. Occasionally I can go up, but that's just a secondary thing. But in most teams now, unless you're in a Mourinho or a Conte team, in most teams now, You really have to know how to be good on the ball, play with midfielders, have good passing, but also be able to get your cross off, get to the byline and get your cross off. I told you, I cannot remember the last time that Aspilicueta got to the byline. I really couldn't remember that's Ronaldo to go to the byline. Real deal. Thank you for super chat, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Bigger disappointments: Hulk, Oscar, or Dembaba? I would say Oscar, because I think when he came to Chelsea and so forth, and just how he played and so forth, oh wow, this guy could do something, and how he then ended up going to China. Because I was never sold on Hulk. I was never sold on Hulk. Dembaba, I was there, but Dembaba was never really a big thing for me. I think Oscar. What was so disappointing was he went to China. For a Brazilian, and I think also Hulk as well, but for a Brazilian to go to China, and the guy who I thought could have been really good, like Oscar, absolutely disgrace. I think all Oscar did for Chelsea was score that goal against Juventus in the CL, man. That's all that guy did. From a side, VVD was playing for Southampton. Dude was average. But Jamie Vardy, I think, was playing in non-league. Yeah, he was playing in Southampton. Jamie Vardy was playing in non-league. So he wasn't even in the Premier League. You see, VVD has always either been in like Scottish League or Premier League. He's always been like in a top division. Vardy started late and was in the flipping no conference sideshow league to being top scorer, playing for England, and winning the Premier League. So come on, man. That is, I mean, that is huge, man. That's huge. All right, let's see. Can Dortmund beat Bayern in the 2020-21 season? No, because Bayern are going to keep getting stronger, and Dortmund may lose Sancho. Now, if Lucien Favre is still the manager, no, Bayern will beat them twice next season, or 4 times, or 3 times if they play in the German Cup. Now, if Dortmund have a different manager, depends who the manager is, then it's all up for grabs. Because Dortmund can beat Bayern, they can. But as of right now, with the way they are, Bayern are just they are stronger. They're just a much stronger team than Dortmund right now. So there's just a clear difference and a clear gap in quality between those two. So, all right, let's see what we're doing here. Prediction for Napoli versus Inter Milan. See, this will definitely be a much closer game. I'll give you that. This will be a much closer game. This is interesting. Napoli, Inter Milan. I'm going to go with Inter. It's tight. It's a tight one. So I think was the first leg 0-0. What happened in the first leg? Because, and also it depends on where they're playing. Oh, but I think it's going to be in Naples. If it's in Naples, we might be looking at like a 1-1. So see, this might go to penalties. Yeah, I think, this is a draw. This is a draw. So it's either 0-0 or 1-1. And then it's a draw, then they go to penalties. I don't think there'll be a clear one, especially if they play in Naples. I don't see that's the thing. And if it's penalties, I'm going to go with Inter Milan. I'll go with Inter Milan, man. Armchair, peace out. Peace out. I'll see you after the Barca game, man. It should have heard that Dortmund contacted Ten Hag. That would be interesting for him in the Bundesliga. Yeah, I mean, but I mean, Ten Hag is a very good coach. But my issue with Ten Hag is that he's a philosophy merchant. Ten Hag would not be right for Dortmund. I think a Dortmund needs someone, a coach who respects the culture of their team, but has a winning mentality. You see, Ronald Koeman would be a really good coach for Dortmund because I think Ronald Koeman would still get them to play the right way, but Ronald Koeman has more of a winning mentality. Lucien Favre doesn't have a winning mentality. Lucien Favre is a philosophy merchant who just makes some dumbass team selection decision. I mean, like, this guy believes in little bro. Little bro is cool. He's little bro. Um, Ten Hag as well. I don't think Ten Hag has the kind of winning mentality for Dortmund. Dortmund, actually, there are amazing players at Dortmund, and I think the beauty about Dortmund and the Bundesliga is that they promote young players and they promote youth, which is great. So, but you just need someone who gets them to win and instills a winning mentality into these dudes, man. So, it's been a crazy long day, man. Real, how do you feel about one game playoff in the CL? Well, for tier one members, I did release a Champions League video talking about my thoughts about the Champions League. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't want it. But beggars can't be choosers. If that's what we're given, it's what we're given. I still want two legs, but if that is all we can do and every other option has been exhausted, it is what it is. It is what it is, you know. But I just hope that they can still find a way of using two legs. You know, if they can still do two legs, that'll be great, man. You know, because that's what I want, man. That's what I want. I want the good old thing, man. Have you seen the revival of Ashley Young's hair? For instance, he always had hair but decided to go bald. See, now, I think this people are saying that this is weird. This is weird because you see, but here's my thing. Here's my thing here. So people are sort of going crazy towards Ashley Young about this. But here's my thing. They say, oh, why would you go bald when you have such a nice hairline? People only go bald because they have a crappy hairline. But people say bald is a look. And you see, if you have a weird shaped head, then bald isn't very good. But if you have like a normal kind of shaped head, for some people, bald looks good. So maybe Ashlam was like, no, bald is a good look for me. You know, bald is a good look for me. And I'd rather have that than have a hairline because some people go bald by choice. But guys, let's keep it real. Bald is a hairstyle. You know? So people say that, oh, no, no, no. People don't only go bald because they have to. You see, I'll be real with you. When I was younger, I was like, I've got to always have hair. I like hair. In my old age, bald is actually cool. Bald is a good look. Bald is a good look, man. Bald is so bald. I don't know why guys, you know, bald is a good look, man. Bald is a good look. Why doesn't Luis Enrique get enough credits for that treble? Simple. And this is what I've said before. Let's keep it real. You had the three best South Americans in one team. That has never happened before. You had a peak Messi, a peak Cannibal, and a pretty much near peak Neymar. That's insane. And all Luis Enrique did was hoof the ball to the front three, let them figure it out. That was the tactic. Okay. It was hoof it to the front three, let them figure it out. So I can't really I can't really give you that stuff, man. You know, that's just me. You know, like How much coaching did Enrique have to do? You know, how much coaching he didn't really have to do that much coaching because he was those front three won games by themselves because they were so smart, so skillful, had such imagination. They were able just to figure out how to break down their defenses, and it was a cheat code. It was a cheat code. Like Barcelona crapped on every single team during that run, man. It was stupid. And I think they only lost like one game or something. It was stupid, man. Um, well, this is interesting. Starts, bench, sell. Zad, Beast Mode, or Salah, all in their prime. Um, I would, I would start Hazard, bench Beast Mode, sell Salah, because for me, Hazard provides more. He provides creativity, goals, facilitating. Beast Mode, we all saw what Beast Mode did on what he did when he came up from the bench in the Champions League final. So I know that if I'm struggling, he can come off the bench and win me the game. Not just play well, but win me the game. Salah is great and everything, but I just think that Hazard and Beast Mode give me more. Hazard gives me footballing quality and creativity. Beast Mode is a game winner. you know, there are we're gonna have a conversation about Bale. When all is said and done, I think we're gonna have to sit back and have a real honest conversation about where Bale ranks. We can't have that now because he's still playing. But once this guy is finished, we have to look at what this guy has done in his career, how clutch he's been, his moments, what is done in his moments, his contribution to the Madrid three-peats. I mean, this guy this guy scored 2 goals in a Champions League final off the bench. One of those goals was an overhead scissors kick. Like it's because what I find so crazy is out of all, because England is like England, so England always likes to sort of like push down Wales and Scotland and everything. England haven't produced a player as dynamic as Bale. Closest was Owen, of being like a one-man wrecking ball. But even if Owen never got injured, peak beast. That's why it's called beast mode. Beast mode was a difference. Beast mode was beast mode is like a weapon, a special weapon that you have. It's like, okay, you have your players, you have your dribblers, but it's like, oh, okay, we need to win the game now. Boom, because he just had this psychology of like, okay, boom, let's make it happen. you know, um, beast mode was different, man. Um, do you think Sergio Busquets is overrated? Slightly, slightly, because Busquets is a very good football player, very good football player. Like, watch some of his dribbles. The way this guy dummies players is insane. Some of the moves that this guy does is absolutely insane. So beast mode is different. Beast mode is a different dude, man. What am I saying? Busquets. Some of the dummies this guy will do from a standing position. This guy will do this, boom, go left, and the guy's on the floor. But the way he's talked about, and the way he's preached about, and the way that he's touted, I'm like, yeah, he's good. Is he as good as people say he is? Like Iniesta, yeah, he was that good. Um, Javi, yeah, Javi was that good. PK, no, PK relied on the other guys' defenses. So for Busquets was very good. Peak Busquets was very good. Was he as good as people said that he was? I don't know, man. I don't know. You, Daniel Spence, man, thank you very much. New member. Welcome to the Hot Members Club. Welcome to the Hot Members Club, man. HH, Grealish or Maddison? Grealish. Maddison is very good. His quality. But look at what Grealish is doing with Aston Villa. So it's a case of more with less. And there is more to Grealish's game than Maddison's game. I think Grealish, you can just really see that he can do more. He can think. I think Maddison plays a very specific role. And that's just all he does. He plays the role well, but he just plays that role. I think Grealish can take over a game a lot more, and he can go beyond just his role and step out of his role to really affect the game and really do things. But what I'm impressed is I look at what he's doing with Villa. He's literally carrying Aston Villa on his back. So in that in regard, that is huge. That is huge. From Hakim. So yeah, okay, I need that Inter comeback for my Conte and Lukaku narrative. Look, I've been impressed with what Lukaku has done this season, man. And you couldn't have a narrative with Conte and Lukaku because the narrative is he was called Tim's. He was called trash. And whatever happens, Lukaku has had an absolutely amazing season. But and even if they don't win anything, it's still been an impressive season that Lukaku has had. And also as well, Conte. If you now remember one at Chelsea, one at Juventus, so if I was able to win at Inter, that's what then again just improve his repertoire and so forth. But so that's why this is a challenge. It's going to be a challenge to see even more so when Lautaro Martinez leaves. So when Lautaro Martinez leaves, it's going to be even more so of a challenge as to whether he can stay up, man. All right. Let's see, man. And well, hopefully Milan, hopefully Villa can actually stay up, man. Hopefully they can stay up, but it's going to be tricky. Yeah, Premier League is back, man. Football is coming back, man. Football is coming back, man. Football is coming back, man. So it should be fun. Should be fun. All right, let's see what you guys are saying, man. Let's see what you guys are saying. Simeone is an amazing coach, but just lacks a certain tactical edge which denies him trophies. I don't think it's a tactical thing. I really don't. For me, I just think he is literally doing the best with what he has at his disposal for his philosophy. Like you can't teach a dog to be a cat. You can't teach a cat to be a dog. It is what it is. He's a pragmatic coach. Like, what could he have done different in that Champions League final game? It is what it is. They just did not mark Ramos properly. What could he have done in that game against Juve with Cristiano? It is what it is. Cristiano got that ass. So I think the whole thing of trophies is, would a different manager have won more trophies? So what's in this same exact team? What more could have a different manager have done? Could they have won more when Messi and Barcelona were saying what's up? Would they have even reached the Champions League final? 2 Champions League finals. I don't know whether a different manager with that Atletico team or a different manager with Atletico's budget would have reached 2 Champions League finals, won a La Liga, and won a Europa League. So it's like, for me, see, my thing with Simeone is that I just think that it's time to move on. And you see, if I was Messi, get Simeone for Argentina in time for the Copa America and the World Cup. How did Argentina get to the final in 2014? Pragmatic. They were a pragmatic team, which means that defense will allow our talented attackers to win us the game 1-0. We'll keep it moving. What's it called? 1-0 Belgium, 1-0 Switzerland. Keep it moving. So if they were to get Simeone, build a strong, stout, pragmatic defensive team, then you just have your Messi, your Di Maria, your Dybala, Icardi, go and win us the game one, get the 1 goal, shut up shop. That would be a wise move. Because I think Messi wins his trophy with Argentina if they get Simeone in there. Let's just see. A lot of Rashford then. Who do you think is going to win the FA Cup? Australian Chelsea. I think Man City are looking really. I mean, you've got to look at Man City, man. You've got to look at Man City. Actually, that's a good point, man. Let's see which teams are everyone's still left in this. Let's see FA Cup. FA Cup fixtures. Let's see. What the freak? Oh, 27th of June. So we've got Arsenal, Sheffield United, Norwich, Man United, Leicester, Leicester, Chelsea, Newcastle, Man City. I mean, my God. I'm going to have to look at Man City. Although United have beaten City twice this season. United have... This is like, I think the wise move is to look at Man City. Chelsea can still say, well, what's up? But I think Gollum will feel very confident if United draws City. Because I think he'll say over 2 legs. I think he knows that they can say what's up to those guys. Over 2 legs. Yeah, so Gollum really beats Pep twice this season. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. Do you listen to any other football YouTubers or podcast? Sadly, not really. You see, for me, because whenever I do my stuff, it's so football heavy. You see, what I used to do is ESPN FC. ESPN FC is pretty cool. But beyond that, like for me, I either listen to the Joe Budden podcast, Mike Tyson podcast, or I look at like film stuff. Yeah. So I just watch like like movie podcast or movie shows like Jodie's Corner and stuff. But it's actually like I'm watching Avatar now. I'm watching like the Legend of Korra. Well, I finished Avatar and I'm watching the Legend of Korra and Star Trek. So basically, I watch mostly TV stuff because if I do too much thingy, it would also crazy my mind, man. Yeah, I know FA Cup isn't 2 legs. Relax. 4 times. What? No. This season, they've really beaten them. You see now, now this may make sense. Yes, they beat them in the second leg of the Carabao Cup, but they lost the tie, and they beat them twice in the league, which is crazy. How do you lose to Gotham twice? How do you lose to Gotham twice, man? Your boy Jonas Fullback, man, hot member, part member, man, Fullback. Thank you, baby, thank you, baby, thank you, baby. Thank you for that support, man, Mr. Jonas. Why did football go soft, tackling and physicality wise, from the 80s and 90s and early 2000s? Also, your top five derbies. Um, if everything evolves, everything evolves. I think Wenger had something to do with it. I think when Wenger came in and he introduced a whole different way of playing, that's influenced how coaches coach their team. Pep, to be honest, to be real with you, Pep's Barcelona, I think Wenger and Pep were two big reasons because Wenger was huge, changed everything, massive. Because Barca were so dominant, guys were like, yeah, maybe there's a different way that we have to approach this whole thing. So that whole culture of let's be strong and physical changed. So then tactics changed, inside forwards, more about passing, false nines. So managers, rather than saying go out and break legs, let's actually be very inventive. Let's now reinvent the winger. Let's reinvent the striker. Let's reinvent the midfielder. Let's actually pack the midfield. Forget two strikers. Let's now get much more midfielders. So I just think it's the evolution of tactics, success of Wenger's Arsenal, success of Spain, success of Pep's Barcelona changed it to where it was much more of a game of where it's you were now being much more tactical in how to influence the game as opposed to having the whole physical stuff. Because if you look at the games from the 80s and 90s, the tactics are not as evolved as they are now. Which is why I say it would be interesting to see, like in 10 years' time, where tactics will be. Top five derbies, in no particular order: River Plate, Boca Juniors, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Barcelona, um, Barcelona against Real Madrid for sure. Because I lived around the area and I still do. Arsenal, Tottenham, because I just know the area very well. And there's another good one. There's another good one. I know I'm missing one. I'm missing one here. It's a I swear I am missing one. I then might have to say, because of their history, this is tough. Because I'm looking at either United, Liverpool, or Sunderland, Newcastle. Am I missing one? Wait, so Spain, Real Madrid, Sevilla, England, thingy. France, nah, Germany, Italy. Well, you could argue. So basically, it's a toss up between United, Liverpool, or because of their history, Juventus, Inter. It's a toss up between those. But over those was the stuff. But if I had to pick I've always said Barcelona, Real Madrid. But I knew I was missing one. I think Benfica Porto is pretty big. Those dudes in Turkey, um, what's it called? I think it's Galatasaray. Is it Galatasaray Fenerbahce? Where literally it looks like Mordor. The actual stadiums look like flipping Mordor. It's messed up. It's messed up. No, 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 no. I mean, yeah, so yeah, that's the Turkish derby is insane. So I knew I was missing it. The fifth one is Rangers Celtic. Sorry, and it was be Rangers Celtic. That's the fifth one. Rangers Celtic, man. That's the one. Rangers Celtic. Rangers against Celtic. Um. So I say Maradona and Pele literally got again. Yes, I said thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The superiors. Yes, I said thank you so much. You have been a staunch supporter of your boy, man. Your sports is really appreciated. Maradona and Pele literally got kicked when they were playing. I couldn't believe that Bilbao clip. Dudes was truly at a different level, man. This is why you have to appreciate what they did. Let me be clear here. I'm not hating. I'm not hating. Cristiano would survive back then. Messi would not. Messi would get injured. If Messi played in the 80s, he would get injured. He would. You had to commit homicide to be booked. Literally. Like committing homicide was a yellow card. Like full-on cold-blooded homicide was a yellow card. How does Messi survive back then? Right? Guys, you got kicked. Guys got injured out of games and still remained in games. So it's even more so why Maradona is such an icon, because he was shorter than everyone else, smaller than everyone else. So he had to be tough. And because he was so skillful, guys went out to break his legs. They went on to kick and mess him up. So Pele, he got kicked out of the 62 World Cup. They kicked him. So it puts things in perspective where, because it's a greater layer of difficulty where you have guys who they're being told, go and injure this dude, break this guy's legs, and you have to manage that. So, man, so Maradona is the G, man. I'm going to release a vid. Because me and my good friend, we talked. I'm going to release a vid. I'm going to drop that video very soon. I'm going to drop that video very soon, man. This is homicide, man. You see, that's the thing. Is like, about something is like, you see, the thing with a derby is, because that's what they say, a local derby. So for me, if you say a derby, you have to then, because people will say local derby. If you just say a derby, that's, for me, that is similar to a rivalry. You know, a derby isn't, you can't just assume that, oh, a derby is local. So that's the thing, man. Look, I don't want to get into this whole thing, man, because it's just going to take us down a rabbit hole, man. But the crazy thing about, because I remember I was watching the Maradona documentary. Do you know this dude used to sniff cocaine after every game, spend a week, detox, and then go out and play? Maradona was different. This guy led Napoli to 2 league titles while being on cocaine. These are the things that make you a goat. These are the things that make you a goat, because Maradona was just mentally he was different, man. Mentally, the dude was different. Like he see that's a hero. That is your hero. That is your that is your knight in shining armor, man. No, I said it. That was the first one that I said. Like, he said Boca Juniors. The first one I said was Boca Juniors River Plate. Then I said Barcelona. So Boca River Plate. Then I said Real Madrid, Barcelona, Inter Milan, AC Milan. Then Arsenal, Tottenham. Then the Turkish derby, which is, I think it's Fenerbahce against Galatasaray. You know, those are the ones I went with, man. No, it's like, no, guys, people say no. First of all, being on coke isn't cheating. You're on coke. If anything, that makes it even harder for you because this guy was on cocaine, so he had to bounce, take it off so that he could be focused on the game. Cocaine doesn't make you. It's not helpful when you're playing for football. I'm sorry. Okay, you can't be high on cocaine and expect to perform. Hence why he had to sort of take it off so he could be focused because it just showed you that he was dealing with so much stuff, so many different demons, and was still able to perform. So that's why the guy is a difference, man. Nope, I never said United Liverpool. I mentioned it, but it was no. As I say, I've never rated that derby, so I never said United Liverpool. The first one I said was book. Anything you say derby, the first thing I think of is River Plate Boca Juniors. Always, always think of that, man. How will Messi be remembered if he never wins an international trophy? You see, by whom? By whom? That's what I'm saying. It's like by whom? If it if it's by the general public, the general footballing world, they will create the narrative because they've already decided he's the GOAT. So it doesn't matter whether he wins one or doesn't win one. The general footballing world, the general world has already put him as the GOAT. Now, for me, for myself, it, it, okay, forget about myself. I think Messi will be like Di Stefano or like Cruyff, where it's like, yeah, man, this guy is one of the best players I've ever seen. But I just think there's that World Cup is just because I keep saying to people that non-football people, if you ask a non-football guy who won the Champions League last season, they wouldn't have a flipping clue. They don't have a clue. Most guys on the streets will tell you that, oh yeah, France won the World Cup because the World Cup is the biggest sporting event in the world. And I would argue that I don't think there's any other event that is more global than the World Cup. I think has surpassed the Olympics. You know, fuck. We could have had the Euros and the Olympics this year. COVID-19, you piece of you, you bastard, you bastard, you you loser. COVID-19, you absolute loser. We could have had Euros and thinking this season, man. So yeah, he would still, I think he would go like as like a Di Stefano. But in terms of an overall GOAT, without the World Cup, I think people will be like, see, so let's say in 30 years' time, when people say, oh no, Messi, this guy was the greatest of all time, guys will be like, but he never won the World Cup though. You know? So, and even people outside of football, they'll be like, wait a minute, like, but how could he be the GOAT if he never won the World Cup? Because for people beyond football, the World Cup is this massive thing because I think the World Cup is arguably the biggest sporting event in the world. You cannot tell me the Champions League is a more global event or is a bigger competition than the World Cup. The World Cup is huge. It's huge, which is why it is so important to win. So, Sir Dragoon says, Juju Man is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. But for some reason, I have not been able to find Juju Man. I send him messages, but Juju Man has gone AWOL. Okay? Juju Man is currently AWOL, and we cannot find him. But yeah, Juju Man is the GOAT for sure. Will Portugal ever win the World Cup? Yes, they will. I think they will. I don't know when, but I think someone even asked this before that who will be the first which new team will win the World Cup? Which will be the first new team to win the World Cup? And I think it'll be Portugal. Portugal will win the World Cup before Holland. It's between Portugal and Holland, of which will be the next new name on that World Cup list. Now, obviously, it's going to be tougher when Cristiano retires, because I don't think they're going to win it with Cristiano. But I do think that, João Felix is coming through. I think there are just some cool young guys coming through. And like it will be tough, because I just think that with France and their them taking their proliferation of African talent, Brazil will always be Brazil, because they're certain countries that will always produce guys, which is why 2018 was such a key time for a Portugal to win it, because 2018 Brazil weren't really ready, Germany were trash, Italy didn't even qualify. So those are three heavy hitters who are not really saying what's up. So for a Portugal and Holland, it is always important to take that opportunity to go through. Like Holland's best chance was 2010. 2014, Germany were ready to say what's up. 2010, Germany was still sort of rebuilding, and you were going up against another debutant, Spain. But it's Netherlands. Netherlands just have a mental block. They have this psychological weird mental block of not being able to really say what's up, in these key games. It's something very weird, man. HH with the real Ronaldo. What do you mean? Wait, what do you explain? What do you mean by the real Ronaldo? I came close to Messi. Oh, don't tell me you're referencing to Cristiano. Please, no. I said Portugal will win it, but I don't think they're going to win it with Cristiano. Like, I don't think that is happening personally, man. So one interview, movie, soccer, rap star. Where is the book? What do you mean? Wait. So it's a real deal. Like, explain what you mean by that. Interview, movie, soccer, rap star. Where is the book? Well, speaking of books, I am planning on writing a football book, though. I'm planning on writing a football book. But really, like, explain what you mean by that, dear Sawyer. Who is the greatest Champions League player of all time? In my opinion, Cristiano, because of most assists and most goals in the UCL. Yeah, I think when we did the whole three-peat thing, I forgot how many key goals this dude scored. And like, Messi has been great, and it is between Messi and Cristiano as to who has ruled the Champions League, which is why I always say to people, like, forget about calling them goats. They are legends of the club game. They have redefined the club game, so they are legends and kings of the club game. I don't think in our lifetime we'll see any players do what they've done in the club game. But because remember, Cristiano has won with two teams. He's won with two teams, scoring in the final with two teams. He missed penalty against United, but it is what it is. But in our three-peats, which is unprecedented, he was a major part of that three-peat. Even if he didn't do anything in the 2018 final, what he did leading up to that final was huge. So he is the greatest Champions League player of all time, for sure. Just too many key goals, too many key performances, too many clutch. That's the key thing, clutch. Because I don't know how many times Messi came out and saved Barcelona. I don't know how many times he helped, because Messi was in a team that was so good, so talented. I don't know how many times they say, "Oh my gosh, Messi, save us." But there are times in which Cristiano were like, "All right." Like, did Messi ever score a hat trick after his team lost the first leg like 2-0? So it was just too many goals. It's not the goals, it's when he scored. And I think that's why When we did the whole three-peats thing and we broke down the different games, I was like, oh my God, he scored there and again and again and again. 2 goals, 3 goals, 2 goals, 2 goals. I was like, it's too much. It's too much. And we're not going to see a guy do what he has done for a long time, you know. Um, well, unless Mbappe says something. Unless Mbappe says something. Cool. If you can interview one from each group. Oh, that is a good question. So let me bring this up again. Um, one interview. Movie, football, not soccer, football, rap star. For film, Gary Oldman, just to sort of understand how he's able to get into all of those different characters. Football, for sure, R9, because I want to, because one of my dreams one of my dreams is to make an R9 documentary. Just that I just don't have the time or the resources, but I definitely want to make a documentary just about R9 and like the phenomenon. And I want to just interview him and just say, did you realize how good you were at your peak? You know, because I don't think you did. And I don't think you realized just how amazing you were and how amazing you could have been, but specifically how amazing you were. Rap. See, if living or dead, definitely Tupac. I would love to have a long conversation with Tupac and just have a serious conversation just about life. But if it's only living, um, you know what? Scarface. Scarface. Because I've seen some interviews with Scarface and stuff, and he just seems like a guy that is very, very clued in. Very, very clued in. And I think it would be quite a good one, man. If I look, I don't want to say much, man. I don't want to say much. My lips are sealed, man. My lips are sealed. But all I'll say is Lisa Ann, man's gonna do what a man's gonna do. A man's gonna do what a man's gonna do, man. Okay, let's see, man. Oh, what's this? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Let's see. Let's see. Don't give me any fake news. Don't give me any fake news. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, what's this? Don't give me any fake news. What's this? Let me check. Let me check right now. You see, it's sort of, guys, don't post fake news here. You see, you got my hopes up about the oos. And screw you, man. Yeah, and I just checked. Yeah, fake news, man. Losers, man. Yeah, man. Can we argue that the cannibal was more clutch than Messi for Barcelona? I have to look at the footage. I have to look at the footage because if we look at that treble season, because let's keep it real. In that treble season, All three were amazing. All three were amazing. But I think, am I wrong? I don't know how many Barca fans are in here. Messi was crucial, as he always is, but the Cannibal and Neymar really were the defining factors and came key in a lot of the games. Because again, like I think did Cannibal have like 40 Gs that see like he went crazy that season, and I think he had 40 Gs in all competitions in that season. So in terms of goals and key plays, I think Neymar and the Cannibal were more critical. I think both of them were far more critical. But you take one out. So if Messi wasn't there, Barca don't win the treble because Messi. Because I always say that again, the eye test. Now if you just look at face value, oh, look how many goals that Cannibal scored, blah blah blah. But if you watch the games, because Messi was a playmaker and he's on the ball so much, and he's creating space, creating situations and a platform for the Cannibal and Neymar to say what's up. Messi's role was vital and critical, but in a different sense. So that's the thing, man. But again, as I said again, like I'm not giving Luis Enrique any credit for that treble. Hell no, no way. Yeah, I think look, see, this is so. I think we asked this on the football dugout. I never rated Falcao. I just never did, like, because my thing was, okay, you have to do it in the Champions League, and you have to do it you have to do it against the biggest teams, and you have to do it in the CL, and you have to win something as a striker for your team. But he was a damn good striker. He was a damn good striker. But I never was like, hey man, this guy is not like in the George Weah, David Villa, Aguero, Shearer kind of category. Like, nah, like was Falcao better than Pick Torres? I don't think so. Pick Torres was ridiculous. Pick Torres was a sniper. A sniper. Now maybe Falcao was better in terms of right foot, left foot, in the air, header, back to goal, and so forth. So it was more complete and all round. But in terms of just pure finishing, Pick Torres, if it's 1v1, it's game over. And he was the one that scored the winning goal that gave Spain their very first trophy. See, that for me is the biggest decline of a player that I've seen is Torres. That's the big. I think Torres is the first player that's popularized the Brick Academy. I think Torres was the first ever Brick superstar. So the Brick Academy's popularity owes itself to Torres. So thank you. Like, thanks, Torres was the dude that really popularized it, man. So it says, I'm addicted to United. I have a problems. Look, you know what I always say to people? What would you rather? It's like people. I remember a porn star said this. A porn star said, okay, I'm addicted to sex. What is a better addiction? Being addicted to sex or addicted to drugs? Being addicted to sex or being addicted to alcohol? What's a better addiction? Being addicted to your football team or being addicted to violence? I think being addicted to a football team. So football is a very healthy addiction. Now it can too much of anything can be too much because some guys can go crazy. I remember, I think this story is true. So USA 94, this Italian dude, watching his team play the World Cup and so forth. And he's watching it with his wife, and his wife is just yelling, shouting, and this guy's trying to concentrate, but his wife is yelling, Italian dude. And he throws her out the window and continues to watch. And after the game, he's looking for his wife. And then he realized that he had thrown her out the window. But he was so consumed on the football game, he forgot he threw her out the window. So football can just can crazy consume me because I told you, once Champions League comes up, or it's like a Euros or Nations Cup, I'm in a complete trance. I'm in a total trance. Like World Cup, Euros, Champions League, the biggest games, I'm in a complete trance. Like you cannot waver me. My mind is just, you know, because those are the games just except like it's the best against the best at the very top and at the very highest level, and the stakes are high. That's what I love, where the stakes are high and it's the best against the best. I am just consumed, and football is unlike any other sport. It is the best sport in the world. There is no other sport that can give you the drama of a huge Champions League game, a huge World Cup game, or a huge Euro game, or a huge Nations Cup game, or a huge Copa America game. The only thing that comes close is the last minutes of a playoff game. That's the only thing that comes close is the final minutes of a playoff game, like the Miami Heat San Antonio Spurs. That was crazy. You know, that's probably one of the craziest sporting games I've ever seen in my life was Miami Heat San Antonio. I think it was 2014. Stupid. Basically, the Real Allen shot. That last minute was insane. Absolutely insane. Really, hate to say it. Hate to say it. It's Neymar or nobody to Cristiano Messi. I would agree with you. I would agree with you, but he is getting on because what? How old is he now? Neymar is now 28. When is his birthday? Okay, he already has. So he's going to be 29 next year. So, like, I've always said that for skill and ability, you could argue it's good that Just Beston isn't taken because Just Beston is obsessed. You could argue that yeah, Neymar is the best player in the world for pure raw natural ability. You could argue that Neymar is the best player in the world. Like, see, Neymar is just pure football, pure football, and he is the opposite of a system merchant. Neymar in any team can say what's up. He can say what's up in any team. I don't want to go here because I don't want people to start hating me, but you know where I'm going to. You know where I'm going to with what Neymar did in 2014 and so forth. But you're in Uber Eats. You're in Uber Eats, and I think the longer Neymar stays in Uber Eats and the longer he doesn't do anything in the Champions League, Mbappe is coming, Sancho is coming, all these guys are coming. Hazard, Zad is coming. So all these dudes are coming to say what's up, man. Um, yeah, no. See, for me, I slightly miss the NBA, but I'm still waiting. I'm just waiting for the playoffs. I'm waiting for those playoffs, though. That's what I'm looking for. I'm waiting for those playoffs. Um, nah, I've never been a Call of Duty fan. I play Halo. I've always been a Halo dude. Like, I've never been a fan of first person games, but ever since Halo One, like I've played every Halo game. So Halo has always been my jam. So I play Halo Reach online. You know, um, I might. I'm not great. I might. Um, from Mr. Sasa Said, man, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Yes, I said for the super chat, dear sire. How in the world did we get conned, led astray, bamboozled, finessed by James Rodriguez? How did Madrid get conned? I feel like an idiot. It wasn't a con. It was not a con. James Rodriguez, I believe, um, I've said this many times, wrong position. Wrong position. That player we saw in 2014 is an amazing player. But the player we saw in 2014 is a number 10 in an attacking team. Real Madrid didn't have a role for James Rodriguez. You can't play a central player wide. A wide player can somehow do something in the center. Anyone who has played football will tell you, you can't play a central player wide. You can't do it. The brain works differently. They put James Rodriguez wide, different player. If James Rodriguez If Real Madrid had a number 10 position, where attacking, and James Rodriguez was there, you would see an amazing player. Simple. And I just think that it was just unfortunate that they didn't really make it team for him. Because, guys, are we going to say that that guy that we saw in 2020 for 14 is trash? Or he was just a flash in the pan? Maybe you could say. I just think that he was played out of position. Simple. Yeah, if you're a player, you should be able to manage your positions and be able to, like, not always, man. Not always. Sometimes it's like, bruh, if you want to see the best of me, I need to play in my strongest position, man. So, um no, trust me, I've played enough of Call of Duty. It's not my thing. I'm not a big FPS guy. For me, my games are MMOs. I mainly play MMOs and RPGs. And of course, football games, like football management games, football games, RPGs, MMOs, or indies, like that game Limbo, one of the best games I've ever played. So interesting, cool indie games, RPGs, MMOs, free roaming games, football games. Those are my things. The only FPS game I play is Halo. That's it. I don't play any others. I just don't. I can't get my head around it. Jones Fullback, thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the dub. Alexis Sanchez had a much faster decline than Torres or any other player for that matter. It was like his talent and soul was taken, just like in the movie. We'll say, yeah, Space Jam. I disagree. Sanchez's decline was bad, not like Torres. Sanchez at United Sanchez at United is ineffective. He's not bad. It's like, basically, as you said, it's like if they just took away his talents, so he can't really do anything. Torres missed an open goal. Did Sanchez ever miss an open goal? Torres rounded a keeper and missed an open goal. Torres was garbage. So he went from being one of the best strikers in the world, one of the coldest finishers in the world, to being a guy who popularized the Brick Academy. He was one of the. I think he was the first scholar. I believe Torres was the first ever scholar of the Brick Academy. So the dude is historic. Like, Sanchez at United is not as bad as Torres at Chelsea or Torres when he went to AC Milan. Like, he was generally crap. He was generally a crap player. So that's my thing. The decline of Torres was worse, man. It was worse. How did Madrid finesse Bayern and they took Toni Kroos and gave them Xavi and Alonso? And they took Toni Kroos and gave them. How did Madrid finesse Bayern? And they took Toni Kroos and gave them. Oh, gave them Xabi Alonso. That's not a finesse. That's not a finesse, because Bayern. Didn't Bayern win a treble without Toni Kroos? Was Toni Kroos not part of that treble? Because I always thought it was crazy that they lost Toni Kroos, but Jamie Alonso was still pretty good for Bayern, but it's not a finesse. A finesse is Coutinho. That's a finesse. And that stands as, unless someone can tell me a greater finesse, that stands as the greatest finesse of all time, of how these dudes were finessed by Liverpool. It was amazing. How do you pay 100? I said it when I first saw it. How do you pay 120 million for a guy called Coutinho? You paid 120 million for a long shot merchant. That was that was I think ever since that Coutinho deal, Barcelona I think have been cost. I think they've been cost ever since that thing deal. It was horrible, man. Um, so that it's Hamilton's job to float around. Look at what Isco does. Only if Hamilton would think like Isco. Two different players. Two very different players. Again, look at the role that James Rodriguez played for Colombia. And James Rodriguez is a far more incisive, sharper kind of player than Isco. Isco is very, Isco just glides. He glides across. You can't tell James Rodriguez to play like Isco. They play in totally different ways. James Rodriguez is more direct and he's quicker in what he wants to do. Isco takes his time. He takes his time, studies things, and meanders with what he wants to do. So those are totally different things. So, and my thing is, you look at what he did for Colombia in 2014. Okay, you tried him and it didn't work. Play him in his strongest position. Because what's the point in getting a player and you don't play him in his strongest position? If you can't create a strongest position for him, then there's no point in getting him. Because not every player can be supremely effective in like multiple systems. That's just not how it goes, man. Let's see. Yo, Mr. Zoteng TV. Thank you for super chat, man. Thank you, much obliged, man. Thank you, much obliged. James played calm with Kroos and Luka. James played sensitive with Kroos and Luka behind him. Then Benitez got sacked. Then Zidane brought Casemiro in the squad, switched the formation to a holding DM with Kroos and Luka. Zidane was right. He won 3 UCLs. I'm not saying Zidane was wrong. All I'm saying is why James Rodriguez failed at Real Madrid. This isn't on Zidane. He won. And if you win, same thing. I could slap Didier Deschamps in the face for not playing Benzema because it's ridiculous. But he won. He won. You see, I could get at Deschamps in 2016 and say, "Hey, look, you lose." If Benzema was there, he would have won it for France. 2018, he won. So it's not that Zidane won 3 UCLs. Boom. I'm just saying, I don't agree with the narrative that James Rodriguez is crap and we were lied to. He was played in his strongest position, which is a cam. This has nothing to do with, Zidane messed up and Zidane. No, Zidane wasn't wrong. As a manager, it is down to you. Like, I'm not James Rodriguez. I'm just a guy viewing. So I'm not like, oh my gosh, you should play. Do whatever the hell you want. But all I'm saying is giving an explanation as to why James Rodriguez didn't work. Because he wasn't played in his best position, and but on the flip side, maybe he was just that tournament. See, I just don't think so. I think he's more than just having that one tournament, but maybe he was just like right place, right time. That was his moment. Similar to, you could argue, Davosuke, 98 World Cup, Forlan 2010. Because how good was Forlan really in club football? His high point was at 2010 World Cup. So maybe that was just his thing, man. How do PSG expect to win a CL without a World Cup, without a world-class manager? I have no idea. I keep saying to people that Tuchel will never win a Champions League with PSG. It's not happening. It's simply not happening. Has a rookie ever won a Champions League as a manager? Just think, has a rookie manager or like a up and coming manager ever won a Champions League? You could argue Zidane. You could argue Zidane is the only one, man. You could argue Zidane might be the only one. Um. Oh, yeah. As I said again, what's it called? I'm currently watching Legend of Korra. So I'm gonna do like a huge, massive Avatar discussion, like probably next Tuesday. So like Tuesday, I'm gonna do like a massive, huge discussion on it. And I don't want to say too much down, but I will reveal it, man. But no, very enjoyable, very enjoyable. A few grievances, a few things that's pissed me off, but overall enjoyable. It is very enjoyable. Yay! Shout out to Mr. Man Dominic Rich, fellow YouTuber. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Leicester finessed Man United with Harry Maguire. Slightly, it's a slight finesse. It is a finesse. Yes, yes, they got finesse because United paid like United overpaid for Harry Maguire, and Leicester kept holding out and holding out and holding out. So yes, that is a finesse. It isn't as big a finesse as Coutinho. Coutinho is the greatest finesse in football history. You know, that is still the greatest finesse in football history, is what those guys did. So, guys, last 8 minutes, man, get quality questions. You have 8 minutes to send quality questions through. Quality questions through. 8 minutes left. Remember, guys, to access the Football Hot blog for all of my thoughts on all various lovely things, the Patreon. Hits the Patreon page, become a patron, and get access to all that lovely, beautiful, amazing stuff from your boy HH. Have that flipping hope. Have to that flipping hope, man. Guys, yes, send in last 8 minutes, man. Send in those quality questions, man. La Liga weekend predictions, man. Let's bring it up, shall we? Bring this up. All right. What are we doing? La Liga. Gosh, you can't even see shit. So, oh, so today, so Espanyol, Alaves, Leganés, Valladolid, Celta Vigo, Villarreal. That could be interesting. And I say Celta Vigo probably win that. Wait. Oh no, they don't. Where are Villarreal? Yeah, no, Villarreal too, because that's my boy Chokeze. My boss. I'm probably gonna have to watch that because I've got to support my boy Chokeze up in there. Mallorca, Barcelona. Remember, this is behind closed doors though, because Barcelona have been bricks away from home. But I'm gonna say Barca. Wait, let me check this out. Oh yeah, Barca 2-0. 2-0 Barca. Real Madrid Ibar. But see, it's behind closed doors. And I think it will be of benefit to Real Madrid because it's behind closed doors. So I think I'm gonna say 1-0. 1-0 Real Madrid. Relax. I didn't say anything about that. Just relax. I didn't say anything about that. Also, so Bilbao at 10th. Madrid at 6th. 1-1. Bilbao, Atletico Madrid, I'm going to say 1-1. But see, I can easily see Real Madrid messing up against Ibar. I can easily see them scoring against Eibar. So what's this week? 2 points. 2 points. 2 points. Um, but no. I'm no. Barca will get Mallorca. They'll get that ass. You see, because if this was with a crowd and fans, they could help to boost Real Mallorca a lot. But without fans behind closed doors, see, when it's behind closed doors, it's purely about football. And if it's purely about football, nah, they're gonna get clacked. They're gonna get clacked. All right, I think I'm. So yes, idea. Thoughts on Lampard winning the Europa League? Um, it's possible. See, because I'm tired and it's been a long day. You thought you could get me. You thought you could get me because it's been a long day. You thought you could get me. So you're a tricky man. I will give my thoughts on him winning the Champions League. Lampard winning the Champions League, he's got every chance in the world. We await that Allianz second leg. Thank you very much. Or however they're going to do it. From Hakim, can we say realistic things now? Di Maria has been the best PSG player in the last 2 years, not on brick pay. Moneyma, by the way, Allegri to PSG almost done. Oh, see now that's interesting. Allegri, see that is. I would still say Mourinho, but Allegri, that would be interesting, man. Di Maria has been very good though. I can't put Di Maria above Mbappe. Sorry. I know you want to. I know you hate Mbappe because of what he did to Messi at the World Cup. Di Maria has been good. Di Maria's best days were at Real Madrid. That was peak Di Maria. Di Maria is past his peak. How old is Di Maria now? Even Maria, guys, get the hell out of here. 30, a 30-something-year-old is now better than the prodigy. Man, get the heck out of here, man. Thoughts on LVG's managerial career? Now, look, man. People sleep on that. We talk about what he did for Barcelona, what he did with Holland in 2014. I don't think you realize how amazing of an achievement that 1995 win is. That is one of the great Champions League achievements. Kluivert, Seedorf, Kanowankwo, Finidi George, Overmars, these guys were kids. Kids. Edgar Davids, these guys were kids. And these guys took a bunch of kids to beat, was it Milan or was it Barcelona that they played in that 95 final? Just that in itself was huge. And I think that is what's really popular. So Van Gaal is very good with working with kids because I think he was the one that brought in Martial. So he is a very, very good coach in coaching kids and getting kids to replay at a very high level. So I think his managerial careers, he maybe could have done more with Barcelona. And I think people have said that, you had Kluivert, you had Figo, you had Rivaldo, you could have done more, you could have won more CLs, but still, what he did with Ajax was huge. And I think it is still a very respectful managerial career. It's still a very respectful managerial career, man. Well, check the YouTube thing. You see, we may have to postpone it, but the next top 10 is me and Daniel's top 10, our top 10 favorite rappers of all time. So that's our next top 10. Me and Machine, we're going to do one soon, but the next top 10 is me and Daniel, top 10 favorite rappers of all time. But we just need to find a date because it was due to be done on Saturday, but then I found out about this whole Napoli Inter Milan game. So, I have to postpone it, you know what I'm saying? I have to postpone it, man. Let's just see. Let's just take one last question, man. Dominic, man, thank you, bro. Thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the look. We have to support each other. And Dominic, man, reach out me. You know my Twitter, man. You know my email me the website. Let's collab. Let us collab, man. I'll be more than happy to do like a nice, good convo with you. I mean, through the power of this whole StreamYard thing. Let's get together, man. So anytime you want, man, just hit me up. I think the streets would love an HH Dominic Rich full on unbridled, no holds barred live stream. You know, I think both of us. I think that would be a great thing for the both of us, man. So let's hit that, man. You know, your boy HH and Dominic Rich full on live stream. So guys, it is Jonas. I see you, Jonas. I see you. I will put it on the list because I've got a list of reaction videos to do. But Jonas, I'll put that on the list for sure. So be very clear there. I will have that on the list, guys. It's time for me to finish. Cora, it's good to remember. So Saturday was so Saturday evening. After, so you might get a, let me think. Just stay close because I'm trying to think. So I will try and do a Napoli Inter post match for sure. I'll try and do a Napoli Inter post match, but definitely 100% I'll be doing a post match for the Barcelona game. So that's all. La Liga opening up. I'll be doing a post match for the Barcelona game, and that will coincide with the hangouts. So the Saturday open hangouts and the Barcelona post match will all coincide together as one show. Then Sunday, we still have the hangouts on Sunday, but Sunday we'll also be doing the post match of the Real Madrid Eibar game. Straight after that, then later on in the evening, we'll be doing the Sunday hangouts, which will be the top 5 captains of all time. And then Monday, we've got the dugout. So guys, stay true, stay swell, stay real, stay funky, stay sexy, stay sassy. And all to say is shout out to Vanessa Blue, Rose Monroe, Francesca Jimenez, and Amira Dara. Peace out. We love you. Become a Football Hut member and gain access to cool emojis on the live streams and get access to new YouTube content by clicking the join button here. And to view that new content, head over to the YouTube channel homepage and click on the community tab over here.